I'm going to tell you some of the dispositions that I possess that have led me to become a successful teacher. The first disposition I possess is educator beliefs. I believe all students can learn. You just must find a right way that works for that student. You're going to have to differentiate your lessons to make sure that they reach all students' levels of learning. At the beginning of each year, I ask my students what their goals are, and we make a list. Throughout the year, we look back at the goals to see if we've met them. And if we have, we set new ones. If we haven't, we produce ways to reach them. I work hard on making my expectations clear for the students' success because I want all of my students to succeed. Another disposition I possess is relationships. I believe relationships with students and their families are so important. They lead to student growth and they build trust among parents and their children. And I believe if the parents trust you with their child, the children are more willing to learn and the parents are more willing to support you with their learning. I always tell my students that I love them because I never know how long it's been since they last heard those words. And I think if they feel loved, that they will want to learn. These are the dispositions I need to work on to grow as a teacher. I find promoting and supporting curiosity to be the most difficult and challenging because I forget that there are other ways to get the same answer and all students do not think the same. So students need to use their active inquiry so they can grow as learners. So it's important for teachers to apply that thinking into their lesson plans so that students can grow. I need to work on giving students more wait time so they can learn how to think on their own with less teacher guidance because sometimes I want to guide them to their answer, but I know that they can do it on their own, so I just need to give them enough time. The second one is reflection. I used to reflect a lot during my challenging first couple of years as a new teacher, and as I've grown as a teacher, I forget to do that more. But as I read in the Professional Disposition of Learners, one phrase that stood out to me the most was, "It may not be broken, but it can always be improved." So I'm going to start to reflect more, even when I feel like my teaching skills are as good as I can get. There are certain qualities that a professional educator must withhold. The main qualities include professionalism, leadership, and adaptability. An example of what these qualities might look like is dressing professionally. In addition to controlling your actions and words when interacting with students and parents and coworkers. Teachers need to have leadership skills to run their own classroom. And lastly, adaptability is important because every day is different when teaching. Sometimes you plan for a lesson to go a certain way, but students have a different plan on how the lesson is going to play out. Teachers have to think on their feet most of the time in order to guide students on their academic journey. The standards that guide professional educators' thinking and actions are from the Model Code of Ethics for Educators.